Hello everybody, my name is Dusk and welcome to another episode of Talon's video guide. In this guide, I'm just going to give you a brief overview of the Monk class. And so the Monk is a melee character. It's the only other melee character besides the Barbarian. And the Monk has an emphasis on speed, combos, and aura bonuses compared to the Barbarian, which is mainly focusing on brute force and sustained damage using the Fear mechanic. And so with the Monk, you have a Spirit mechanic. It's kind of similar to the Fear mechanic. You have a Spirit generating skills and most of your other skills use Spirit. And so it's similar in that aspect, but with the combo bonuses of the Monk, especially with a whole entire skill tree devoted to combos, he's able to do a lot of burst damage and he's got a lot of mobility. In a straight one-on-one combat, if the Monk doesn't do anything special, he's going to have a little bit less damage and a little bit less health than the Barbarian, but when he employs these combos and auras, he can basically even out the battlefield. And so let's go over a little bit of how the Monk works. His resource is the Spirit, and so it's the let's say the light yellowish bar, or the light yellowish globe in the bottom right, and that's where basically almost all the heroes' resources are. And so you do that with Spirit generators, and all the Spirit generators are combo skills, which means that they have usually 3 parts, and the third part does something special, or the second part does something special. An example of this is Fists of Thunder, where the third punch has lightning infusion. It does AoE lightning damage, and you can also use it to interrupt attacks. And so with these combo abilities, you're going to be able to just use them. They're both most effective in combos of 3, and so you generate your Fury with you generate your Spirit with the Spirit generators, and then you use your Spirit spenders and mantras to go ahead and spend that Fury to do additional skills. And so when you're playing the Monk, you're generally going to be going to get staves or hand weapons, and so the Monk can also dual wield just like the Barbarian, and so it's really up to you and what kind of weapon you really choose. And so the main difference between going for a two-handed staff, which is mainly intended for the Monk, I believe one of them is called a Diablo, or 2 one-handed weapons, is that basically when you generate Spirit, it generates a flat Spirit per attack, and so if you're going to use 2 one-handed weapons, obviously they're going to attack faster, and so obviously you're going to generate slightly more Spirit. But in the same kind of vein, when you get a two-handed weapon, it's going to have usually slightly more range and slightly more damage, and so you're going to be able to one-shot monsters a little bit faster and also have a little bit more range on your attacks. Now, that being said, it really just depends on how you want to spend your Spirit, and so Spirit management is really important as a Monk. And if you're content with just using your Spirit generation skills as your main source of damage, then you can go ahead and pick a two-handed weapon. And so Monk's got a lot of basic passive abilities that increase your Spirit, attack, precision, defense, and auras. How his mantras work is that basically his mantras are his auras, and so that's going to be another skill tree, and they can help you increase really many aspects of the game, such as increase the dodge chance of you and your allies. They can also increase your chance to reflect damage on your enemies, increase your life regeneration, and increase your enemies to take additional damage. And so those are basically the auras that the Monk can do. So it's kind of similar to the Paladin in Diablo 3 in that they both have auras that affect both enemies and allies. Sorry for my squeaky chair. And then in the Spirit Spenders, he's got a large variety of skills that basically there's a lot of gap closers, and the gap closer, I mean, he's able to basically jump to someone very quickly, and so it makes it really hard for a ranged unit such as a Demon Hunter or a Wizard to kite the Monk. And I really like playing the Monk. I like the flow of the game. Your 3-hit combos are all very efficient, and so basically gameplay compared to the Monk or to the Barbarian, since they're both similar melee characters, the Barbarian does almost the same thing every single time. His single Fury generating ability is you're going to be using that constantly, whereas with the Monk you kind of get a little bit of variety, at least with the combo skills. And with those combo skills, you're going to be able to just have a little bit more variety in your gameplay. And usually what I like to do is have at least 1 AoE skill, obviously, and 1 single target skill for your enemies, and that'll just help you clear out the dungeons a little bit faster, at least they're in the earlier levels. And so if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the section below. Otherwise, my name is Dusk, and I'll see you guys later.